What do you say to Democrats in your party who say that Democrats really need to take a stand, they need to do something, and that this is
that stand that you take is going to shut the government down, claiming that we want to help and save that the government. That's my point. I'm not going to burn the village down claiming to save the village.
And we are back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, people. You know, it helps us out a ton, and it helps you because it helps us. Now, y'all, how do you like your government being open, or do you want it to be closed? I mean, that's really the question. That we are about 1 to 2 days away from knowing if the government is going to shut down again. And frankly, I feel like if the government were to shut down this time, it feels like there's so much acrimony and so many differences between the two sides, the Democrats and Republicans. It feels like the government could be shut down for quite some time if it were to go that route tomorrow. So, y'all, I'm going to line up here different voices about the government shutdown. You're going to see why they're calling it the Schumer shutdown if it were to take place. You're going to see Chuck Schumer. And you're also going to see John Fetterman, a prominent Democrat who he's kind of centrist now. And he is pushing back against his own party. And he's saying, look, y'all messing up, right? So I'm not going to do a lot of commentary, y'all. I'm just going to let the news tell the story. Of course, I'm going to ask you to stop right now, hit the share button, share this video out. Everybody needs to know about this. All of us here in the States need to know that they're talking about shutting down the government. Do you want it to shut down? Share this story out. Hit the share button, put in somebody's Facebook, email, text message. You know all the things I'm going to say. And also, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. And y'all let me know down in the comments. I know there's some people who are like, shut it down. We're already in a season of cutting the government. No, a lot of people are like, look, just get rid of it. Like, just shut it down. Just shut it down. But other people might not feel that way. Let me know how you feel. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for watching. You know I love y'all. And let's go ahead and get into the video.
Republicans do not have the votes in the Senate to invoke cloture on the House CR. Our caucus is unified on a clean April 11th CR that will keep the government open and give Congress time to negotiate bipartisan legislation that can pass. I hope our Republican colleagues will join us to avoid a shutdown on Friday.
Congress has until Friday at midnight to fund the government. Republicans need at least 8 Senate Democrats to back their bill, and right now they've only got one. That is John Fetterman. The GOP accusing Democrats of political gamesmanship.
The threat of government shutdown, they're using it as some sort of attempt to wrestle power away from the President of the United States.
Americans will witness them attempt to shut the government down. And if a shutdown happens, the Democrats will own it.
This wild, reckless, far-left, progressive Democrat Party of today, they don't represent the American people. They're fighting against the will of the American people.
So as of now, Senate Democrats are not budging. They say Republicans drafted the bill without any of their input, despite not having the votes to pass it on their own. That is a far cry from about a year and a half ago when Democrats called shutdowns a non-starter. Watch.
The last thing the American people want to see is another unnecessary and painful government shutdown. Democrats certainly don't want to have a shutdown. And many of our Republican colleagues have likewise claimed they don't want to see one either.
Chad Program is on Capitol Hill with more. Hi, Chad.
Dana, good morning. A government shutdown could hinge on whether Democrats are willing to break a filibuster on the GOP's stopgap spending bill. Democrats say they want to vote on their own interim plan, which would fund the government through the middle of April.
I want to vote on the 30-day CR. I think it's 28. Okay. The 1-month CR. That's what I want to vote on.
But would you vote for cloture to get on to a debate?
I haven't made a decision about that. I have not made a decision.
Senator for the Pennsylvania's John Fetterman is the only Democrat willing to publicly support the GOP plan. And there's at least one Republican who is opposed to the GOP bill.
If you vote for this spending package, I think you're essentially voting for a spending pattern that will lead to a $2 trillion deficit. So I'm not for a $2 trillion deficit, so I won't vote for this.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans lack the votes to terminate a filibuster on their own plan. Republicans need Democrats to help. That's why the GOP is ready to blame them if the government shuts down.
Now the ball is in Senate Democrats' court. Do they want to shut down the government, or do they want to keep it open and funded for the American people who need this government to continue moving, to continue building on the momentum President Trump has created? It's up to them.
They need 60 votes to end the filibuster. With poll voting no, they need at least 8 Democrats to crack the filibuster. Republicans could pass the bill with a simple majority. And hey, it's only Thursday. Sometimes they resolve these issues at the very last minute. Dana?
Especially when they haven't had a recess, and they very much want.
They have not been out this calendar year, and there have also been weekend sessions.
I'm
so this will be
pretty sure
decided
that
by the most
Democrats are
powerful
caving.
people in Washington.
Yeah, maybe by the time that we get to the 5. Thanks, Chad.
In lunch?
The Democratic lunch.
I didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's your sense of the government, the impending government shutdown?
Well, I've been very clear. If the House passes that CR and sends it over here, then, and there's parts of it that I don't agree with, but I vote for it because that's about shutting down the government. And I refuse to ever vote or withhold my vote that would turn into shutting the government down. For me, that turns into we would burn the village down in order to claim to save it. And that's chaos. And despite all of the chaos after, whether it's the Doge and some of the other tariffs, if we shut the government down, then that's going to have a significant impact in the lives of millions and millions of Americans, undeniably. And if you are concerned that our economy is teetering into a recession, well, if the Democrats vote to shut it down, then now who's going to own that? If the government shutdown spreads throughout the economy. Oh, she likes, Wyoming trade. Okay, well, yeah, she bring me over here,
and we want to keep talking to you, though.
But any rate, so yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, we want to keep talking to you, though.
Okay.
So you would vote to avert a shutdown, and
I would not.
Yes.
I would not vote to shut the government down or withhold my vote.
Yes.
And I don't know what my colleagues are going to do, but I am describing that we can't shut the government down to claim to save it. That's untenable, and for me, that's one of our core responsibilities to keep our government working.
Have you been speaking to some of your colleagues about this at all, or have you heard from any of them about?
I really don't know.
What do you say to Democrats in your party who say that Democrats really need to take a stand, they need to do something, and that this is
that stand that you take is going to shut the government down, claiming that we want to help and save the government. That's my point. I'm not going to burn the village down, claiming to save the village.